3, 2, 1. What the fuck is up, people? It's to quote Aaron Lewis from Stained. It's been a while. I'd like to
It
apologize.
has been, man. I start school tomorrow for
Yeah,
for college, so I've been doing a ton of work doing DoorDash, like
yeah,
pretty much all day,
yeah.
just to make some extra money before school actually starts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why we haven't been doing it as as we should have been. So
Yep. Back
once
to
again,
school.
once again, Nick over here just fucking everything up, man. Like,
I was out of town the last week, so I was trying to get shit done, and we were trying to fit an episode in. We just couldn't fucking find the time, and then I left
yeah.
town for a week. I was in Minnesota, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But
back
which
now.
you were up there with your girl, right?
Yeah, it was her. We went up for her birthday. So
Cool. Yeah. How was it, man?
it wasn't bad. I was expecting Mall of America to be all weird, but aside from the masks, it wasn't any different.
Yeah, I've been
So,
noticing that as I've been going to restaurants and stuff
mhm.
around here, like, because obviously I've been having to wear a mask to do the deliveries and
Yeah,
everything. But I mean, when I go out and about, I still see a lot of people out. They're just, yeah, like you said, wearing masks and everything.
yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, everyone's wearing a mask. I feel like people would have been more welcoming of the mask mandates if they didn't follow a massive economic shutdown. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
probably.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of people hear the and I will say that I am not an anti-masker. I don't fucking care if you wear one or not. But if you ask me, I'm not going to throw a fit. I'll put it on. Like, it's not a big deal to me.
Mm.
But I feel like people are like, whoa, 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 whoa. I just lost my job. I'm fucking 3 months behind on my mortgage now. And all of this was because you told me this is what we needed to do to flatten the curve. And now you're telling me I got to do this and I got to do this. And it's like, I feel like they'd be more welcoming of, oh, you just want me to wear a mask, if they didn't fucking shut everything down beforehand.
Yeah, this whole situation has been really uh, kind of crazy, man, because um, the whole mask thing, like you said, is like it's not really that hard, but it's like the symbol
Mm-hmm. No, it's a
of
symbol.
it's the symbol of that, like how everything was just I don't want to say mishandled, because it's like how are you going to handle this well, you know what I mean?
And
Like,
yeah,
what's say like everyone wants to point over to Europe and be
right.
like, oh well, the European countries have it way more. Yeah, they closed down their fucking borders,
Yeah,
and it's basically every country there is like a bunch of Texas.
yeah,
So, like, if Texas was able to completely close off their borders and not have anybody else coming in and out of the states locally in the areas of the states, you'd probably see a lot more smaller amounts of cases and stuff.
yeah.
So,
How are you guys getting better down there or no?
today, I guess, was the first day that we haven't had a death in a couple weeks. So
That's good.
that's good. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that I've been reading that they've had successful human trials of a vaccine. So now they're just figuring out how to disperse it,
I won't
basically.
take it.
You
I
won't
won't.
do it? You won't take it?
Not till they've run it. Not till it's run its course a couple years. Because here's my thing. It's like I'm not like the polio vaccine, stuff like measles, mumps, hepatitis, stuff like that. That's cool. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm not taking a new vaccine that you rolled out. And then we're gonna
They've
find out
done.
5 years from now that a bunch of people got cancer down the
Oh,
road
I
that
guess
took it
that's
and stuff
true.
like that.
I don't know how people would get cancer from a vaccine though. It's just or it's just like dead virus cells.
And maybe not cancer, but allergic reactions or whatever that they didn't have time to, because it does feel like they're rushing it out.
Yeah, I think that's probably just because like the dire need of it right now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah. I
I'm
saw.
I think I had told you that I'm like 90% sure that I actually already had the virus back in February, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's Scott Zimmerman says the same thing.
Does
He's
he?
like
When?
90% sure he had it in like December. I'm like, so there was something in December that went around town that was not the coronavirus though. It was just a
I
fucking
don't know.
virus.
I mean, like, look at something like Omaha. I'm sure has plenty of like fucking businessmen from around the world flying through it
Yeah,
with the. I mean, it's
yeah.
pretty easy. Like, I went through the Dallas International Airport when I came through here. That's where I'm pretty sure I got it from, because
Yeah.
me and Anna were even tripping out that we were like sitting in there and there was all these like international flights from like Japan and Korea and stuff, like people getting off the flights there, and we were looking at you like, oh damn dude, isn't there like a
Here
crazy
we
virus?
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like here it fucking comes.
Fucking
Like,
foreshadowing in real life, man.
yeah, it's. I mean, I think the creepiest thing is that the 2020 quarter is a bat.
Yeah, right.
Have you seen that? That's fucking. It's eerie. Well, now they're saying it doesn't seem like it came from a bat, though. People think like it. I think your idea that it was made in a lab and oops, we accidentally let it out is becoming more and more widely accepted.
I think it's because I mean, just everything's there. Like China fucks everything up that they do with that kind of stuff because they have no safety standards for anything.
Right.
I mean, look at them able to get a fucking hospital up in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably like plywood everywhere, and there's probably people falling through the fucking floors and stuff.
Totally.
There.
Asbestos.
But they won't. Yeah, but they won't tell you about that though, because we know too that the Chinese government is hugely censoring, and they'll censor stuff that makes them look dumb. So
totally. Did you see the concert in Wuhan though?
It was like the thing with a bunch of people being in a pool or something.
Yeah,
like that.
It was like an EDM fest.
Yeah,
thousands of people, no masks, standing right next to each other. I was like, remember those days?
Yeah, they all had it already, man. So they're fine.
89.7 The River is still moving forward as if they are going to do River Riot on September 21st here.
Shit. I don't think so, man. They canceled like the Sun City Music Fest that they do around this time of the year here.
Yeah,
which is like a big EDM festival, but they'll have like Khalid was supposed to come there.
None of those are happening. It's a wash. I think the NFL will happen.
They've already said they're just going to do it without fans, which I mean, dude, if they took away the NFL right now, like I'd go fucking crazy, man. Like I've been watching the NFL or the NBA bubble and everything, which has been kind of cool, but it's so weird to watch it.
Yeah,
like,
Celtics took the sweep today.
I did. Saying. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I was like, fuck, man. They fucking. Did you see the? I'm not good at. I'm so like I just recently started watching NBA, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't. So I was watching it like right before the actual like playoffs for the tournament started, right? And I remember I was watching like the Suns play. I don't know. I think the Clippers maybe or something. And I was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. Yeah. So I ended up downloading and playing a little bit of NBA 2K to like learn just the very most basics of it. Like I'm talking about like I didn't even know the fucking 5 positions on a basketball team. Like,
oh yeah. So no, 2K is good to help you learn the basics of it and stuff. Yeah, I've been watching UFC too, and I don't like UFC. I don't dislike it, but I'm not a fan.
I'll watch the big fights. I'll watch the big fights in the UFC, but like. I mean, I still think boxing. I enjoy watching boxing.
So do I.
UFC. I mean, yeah, UFC is cool because it's like these dudes are actually like they're doing like really crazy martial arts and stuff. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like a lot of those fights end really, really fast, and it's like.
In a heartbeat, and some guy fucking breaks his arm in the first round and it's over. You know what I mean? It's like
I think I've watched better boxing matches than I've watched UFC fights. I guess
same here. But I don't know what to look for, but UFC fights. But
I have basic understanding of like rolling and like jujitsu and stuff like that, just from doing like basic army combatives type stuff. Like all that stuff is submissions and everything. So, like, I know, like, the basic concepts of it and everything, but it's still, like, I mean, there's, like, points in a UFC match where they're rolling around and stuff, and they're literally just, like, laying there, like, trying to, I understand what they're doing. They're trying to, like, get around to somebody or, like, or they're saving their strength, or they're, whatever they're trying to do. They're trying to do jujitsu, but, like, that's fucking boring, man.
I've started doing jujitsu with Tim Locklear.
Cool. What do you think about it?
It's so weird. Like Joe Rogan always called it like problem solving, and I never understood that, but I totally get it now because it's like solving a fucking puzzle. It's like, okay, his arm is here. I need to stop his arm from being here. But if I do that, what is he going to do, and how will I counter that? And you're like, your brain, it processes everything. It's super cool.
What's like the basic stuff that you've done so far? Have you you're probably just doing stuff like starting from like the guard position,
like guard and side position, rear naked choke, stuff like that. So
basically army combatives is like the stuff with non-weapons is basically that, but doing it like in like a military uniform. And the whole thought process behind it is like, I've got a fucking rifle with 30 rounds in it. why do I need to be good at punching somebody when I could just subdue them for like 20, 30 seconds, hopefully, so some guy can just come and shoot him in the fucking head.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the whole thought process that goes behind it. So
yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I've got I carry a gun just about everywhere I go, but it's nice to know, in the event that, because I mean, like, here's my thing. It's not like I carry it when I'm in the fucking bathroom. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
if somebody,
I mean, knowing how to do a rear naked choke on somebody is always good too, because like
what if somebody broke into my house while I was walking out of the shower, getting something to eat, and we got in a fucking fight wrestling for the gun? I would like to know, at least get to that. So, or at least be able to hold him down so my girl could come over and put her hand between his eyes.
Is Tim an actual like instructor or something? Does he have a belt?
He's not an instructor. He's blue or purple. I don't remember. He's got a belt though. Yeah, I mean, he's got belts and stuff. But
it's once you get into real high level stuff of that, I mean, you got to be really working on cardio, man, because rolling around like that.
Oh, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. He choked me to a point where I experienced vertigo. So
did you? Yeah.
Yeah. It was different.
Cut off the circulation in your brain and everything.
Yeah,
that's really all a rear naked does, is it just closes like that vein. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. It's just you pass the fuck out. Like,
what's that called? The carotid?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. You doing any comedy down there yet, or no?
Not yet, man. No, hasn't been going on down here.
Oh,
everything's been pretty shut down, which is like crazy. I've been doing deliveries recently now down to they're just starting the UTEP thing tomorrow, right? Like so there's people at the dorms and stuff. I've just started doing deliveries to the dorms because the kids are living there and everything.
Yeah.
But so there's a street called Cincinnati Street that's right outside the campus, and that's where it's kind of like the old market is down there in Omaha. It's like they got the brick road and they've got lamps hanging up everywhere, and it looks really cool and like rustic. I go down there and you see like cars there, but like nowhere near as crazy as it always is. So it's like they're not doing concerts down here, and they're not doing shit, man. Like,
that's tough. That's rough, man. That's
I saw that, like, it's cool that Omaha's been doing it. I saw a couple comedians have passed away up there in Omaha, though, man. That's fucking sucks.
I mean, I won't comment on the other one. I'll talk to you off the air about that one, because that's private business. But the other one was COVID, and it was
I saw that's the one I was kind of mainly talking about. The other one, was really crazy. But
I had only met him in passing, like once or twice.
Yeah, I'd only seen him do some open mics, and I thought he was funny, man. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's semi-famous, like he. But I remember when he got it, because I remember the Facebook post. He said he tested positive, and then like a day or two into it, or a day into it, 2 days into it, he was like posting on Facebook about how this shit fucking sucks. Be careful out there, and. I mean, elephant in the room. Like, he was never in great shape, right?
Yeah.
It was bad. And I just remember thinking, fuck, dude, like, that's, like, I was hoping for the best, but I was like, I'm not going to be surprised if this gets him.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring it up as like a horror story.
No, I didn't want to.
Just like, because it was a guy. The guy was super nice, and he was a really good comedian too. His mom got it.
Missed. His mom. I think that's where he got it. Was from his mom.
And his mom passed away too from it, like too.
2 days before. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shitty situation, man.
Very, very unfortunate. And you don't want to. We're not saying it as a horror story. It's not like, hey, this guy was 34 and perfectly healthy. That's not what we're trying to do.
No, it's more of just like, it sucks. Like, it happened and it sucks, and that's all you can really say about it. Like,
yeah, no, it blows. So thoughts are definitely with him and his family. And
one thing I did want to say about it was, like, because I only know of like one comedian down here in El Paso. But like, man, the comedians up in Omaha, dude, are like a pretty fucking tight-knit community, and I wish it was like that down here. Like, that's one thing I miss about doing comedy up in Omaha, was like everybody, for the most part, besides maybe some drama,
beefs.
But
there's some beefs, but
I mean, it goes like with any social group, there will, but like for the most part, though, I would say, like, man, everybody was really supportive of each other, and like everyone was really good about helping each other get into shows and stuff. And I was like, man, that's really cool that people are like that up in Omaha.
And That's what Scott and I try to do. Is I've had people like thank me for putting them on shows and stuff, and I'm like, well, dude, there's it's a tight knit community. There's definitely a good old boy system that only the same 9 or 10 people deserve to be on shows regularly. And I want to dispel that notion as much as I can, because there's a lot of funny people that just aren't getting a chance to showcase it.
So like I always use Jeremy as the example for that, dude. Like Jeremy's fucking funny, man.
Jeremy Plum?
No, Jeremy Baldwin, the guy from Lincoln, the Navy vet guy. Dude, that guy's a great opener, man. And like after that first one show we did, the free show, kind of, you know, to knock some of the kinks out and everything, man, after he was actually doing like openers and stuff, man, that guy was good. Like it was really funny to watch him do set.
We're doing that again in that backyard. That'll be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully, are you guys gonna still do it in that shed or?
Yeah. That's the goal. That's it'll be fun. Very irresponsible, but you know, it is what it is.
I'm really looking forward to doing the stuff down here. Like I've done some of my material for like my wife's family and everything, and they're not particular comedy enjoyers that I know of. Like they've never been to like a comedy show or anything like that, but they think my shit's hilarious, and they've like I only say that because it's good to like go to a show and like know there's going to be at least a couple people in the audience that are going to laugh.
That are going to laugh at you, right? No, it's nice to be reassuring.
Sometimes that stuff can be kind of you know, laughter is what's the word I'm thinking of? It's
subjective.
No, it's like the virus. It's
contagious.
Yeah, laughter is contagious.
People are more likely to laugh at something in groups than
exactly.
they are by themselves. Yeah, so the bigger the group is. That's why. No, it's just. I did a show, Don Seeger's show, the Shots and Giggles, down in Council Bluffs.
How'd that go, man?
Dude, the house was full an hour and a half before it started. They were turning people away.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was fucking lit.
Don Seeger's pretty well known over at Council Bluffs. So.
Yeah, he's a fucking local hero.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we did that, and that was super fun. Really good crowd, and I brought the heat. We've got a show on 9/11 that we're doing called No Offense. And it's just Ali Kareem is the headliner.
That's hilarious.
On the 9/11 show. We're just going our just most balls of the wall. There's 5 of us. We're each gonna do like 15 minutes, I think. And we're just gonna go our balls of the wall most offensive 15 minutes we can come up with.
Damn, man.
So I'm writing some shit that I've never used before. We'll fucking see how it goes. But
have you been able to do open mics and stuff over there? Yeah, that's good.
So Barley Street's open back up. Scott and I have started our own on Thursdays at Wired.
How's it been going?
So it's mainly just comics, but Thursday nights are tough for some reason for open mics, it seems like. Because you remember Patty McGowan's was all comics. You wouldn't get an audience or anything like that. It's kind of the same thing.
Patty's was like more of like a workshop than it was like an actual.
That's what this is. Yeah, it's an excuse for all of us to go out and smoke weed for a couple hours and
get a couple beers.
Talk about go over our material with each other. Zach Bravietti took the bartender from Wired on a fucking date.
The girl or the guy?
The girl.
Okay.
The guy, yeah. I'm like, okay, we're getting a little too personal here, but she doesn't come on Thursdays anymore. Wonder why.
Nice.
Yeah. But let me see. There's one on Tuesdays in Lincoln. It's called Romology, and then there's one right after at the Storm Cellar. So we'll do that, and they'll make sure to put us on first if we're from Omaha, so we can get back to town before 1 a.m.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we'll do that. I tried to hit one in Minneapolis, but the only one that's really open that was it's at this comedy club, and the way it works is if you've been there before, you get 5 minutes. If you've been there before and you're like one of the favorites, they'll give you 10. And if you've never been there before, if you even get on, you get 3 minutes. Starts at 8, sign up at 6:30. You better be there at 6:30 too, because if you're not on the list soon enough, then they put all the people that have never been there before last. So if you're not
what that screams to me,
it's bullshit.
That screams to me that's a place that needs more places doing open mics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's what's crazy about it. Like, especially down in here in El Paso, man. Like, you come from Omaha, you're almost like, as far as it comes to like local comedy scenes, like Omaha, you're almost spoiled, man, because
Yeah, Omaha's a
what you
really
guys,
good local scene.
yeah, like what everyone has done up there is made a very like a very nice environment for people to start doing it and keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like down here, dude, I know of like 2 places that do shows, and I know 1 comedian around here, and that's it.
Yeah, you got to make your own connections. You just got to go out.
It is, but it's like, man, like Minneapolis, right? Like it's other cities, man. The scene just ain't as good as it is up in Nebraska.
It's super weird, yeah. Because like, I mean, Omaha's what, like a fifth the size of Minneapolis, and our comedy scene's 10 times as fucking big.
I read that actually when it comes to like whole metro area and everything, Omaha's like fucking like the 19th biggest city in the United States, man. Like it's pretty big. It's like bigger than Miami. And like it's bigger than a lot of like Florida cities. I mean, it's like a big fucking area, man.
I didn't know that. But I mean, so that's my whole thing. So I was like, I'm not going to show up an hour and a half early. And we're, to maybe get 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I won't know if I'm going to get those 3 minutes till the end of the night, because they'll just run everything through and it ends at 10. So if they don't have time for you, then you're out.
That's not even a guarantee, too, that all the comedians that are there that go there regularly are funny, because I know plenty of comedians up in the Omaha area that like are the regulars that you're just like, oh, fuck, man, this guy's coming up again.
That's I'm glad everything's settled with the Ashley beef, though.
Is that settled now?
I mean, I think everyone still hates each other, but they're not talking shit.
That's good. Yeah. It seems like in general, a lot of this stuff is kind of chilled down right now.
For sure. They keep saying we're the next hot spot and we're going to explode with COVID cases, but we never fucking do. They keep saying it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, we never fucking do. It's just dumb. It's not going to happen. Like, yeah, I don't want to say
even
it's
if
not
it,
gonna
I mean,
happen,
even if it does, man, like with all the craziness going on and everything, I mean, the world's still going to go on. Like, that's what I just keep telling myself. I'm like, I mean, whatever happens, happens. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's still going to be the end of the day. Like there's going to be next year. And it's, I don't.
For sure. I am worried about a lot of the uses or overreach, like government overreach that's going to be justified after this.
Yeah, they won't take it away. That's for sure.
9/11 was fucking almost 20 years ago, dude. I still got my junk grabbed at the airport. They still listen to my phone calls. All the people involved with it have been shot in the fucking head. And yet I'm still getting like, and they haven't taken any of those restrictions away. You know, it's like, because did you see what Cuomo, the governor of New York, did to Tim Dillon, the comedian?
No, what happened?
So Tim Dillon went on Joe Rogan. He had a show at this place called the Governor's Club, and I believe it was Long Island. And it was an outdoor show. They were running like temperature checks and everything at the door with masks. It's all socially distanced. So
did they have like the numbers like accurate, like good too? Like they had like the max occupancy. Like,
Yep. And it's super. I mean, everything they'd been saying. Tim Dillon went on Rogan like a week before the show and made fun of Cuomo. So Cuomo came out and canceled all the shows and cited coronavirus. When there were no uptick in cases, they were following all the restrictions. He just said, no, it's not happening. So you've got a governor that's now silenced or now financially hurting people that dare to speak out against him. That's not going to stop. You know what I mean?
They'll come up with some other reason to have to continue it. Like, oh, this is for prevention. Like,
or hey, it's a bad flu season. You know, I'm going to shut everything down because I feel like it. You can't leave your house. You have to wear a mask. You have a curfew, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. I don't see like, I mean, New York is New York. I mean, the whole country isn't these fucking liberal shitholes like California, New York.
Oh, they're going down.
Here in El Paso, man, it hasn't been so bad. Like,
no.
Yeah, I mean, there's mask orders, but I mean, that's about it. Like,
Jean Stothert has gone drunk with power.
I hope she gets voted out.
Curfews. I think you could run a fucking dumpster against her and win at this point.
Is that how the political climate's been up there?
Oh,
like everyone's always talking about how they're just going to vote that bitch out.
So the Democrats in the city so Omaha's very nonpartisan. There's a lot of independents here.
Yeah.
So the Democrats.
One of the
in
things I
this,
actually like about Omaha,
yeah.
actually.
So the Democrats in the city already all fucking hated her. The Republicans in this city didn't have or as much of a problem with her until she issued that curfew after there were nonviolent protests. And she issued a curfew. It was almost just felt like a bully flexing its arm, like they wanted to push us around.
She
So
was
now
the
the
one that was
Republicans are
specifically
against her.
like getting police to arrest people too, and was like going after the people that tried to throw them in jail for peaceful protesting and
Yeah,
stuff.
she
fucked up, dude.
Yeah, so she managed to turn both sides of the spectrum against her, and you could pull a fucking crack addict off the street, and I think he wins in a landslide. Like,
That's good.
People fucking hate Gene Stothert.
That's good. Yeah, we've hated Gene Stothert,
Yeah,
but it's good to know that everybody is kind of jumping on that train.
Bill Queen's running against her.
Really? That's
the Omaha
like seriously
Canadian,
running against him? Yeah.
Seriously running against her. Like,
is he running against her with his real name or with his?
No, his real name's Bill Queen.
I thought his real name was William Burr. So he changed his age name because he didn't want to be Bill Burr. Like,
no, it's William Queen.
That's what Don Siegert told me. Anyway,
oh, maybe he was fucking with you.
Maybe, I don't know. He said his state. He was talking about it with another one of the comedians. That's like one of the good old boys. Like backstage before a show one time.
I don't know. He legally changed it because his wife's last name is Queen.
Maybe.
So.
Yeah, he said. I know he said he changed his name like or something because his actual like birth name or something was Bill Burr.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so he's like, I can't be Bill Burr, man. There's already Bill Burr. I mean, that's not like that crazy of a name, Bill Burr, or William Burr,
Aaron Burr, places like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's running for mayor. I hosted a show with him on it the week the day that Gene put all the curfews on, and we were we were out there breaking curfew and shit like that. And I introduced him by saying, we're finally gonna vote that pussy bleeding cunt Gene Stothert out of office. That was his endorsement from me. So
dude, anybody could run against Gene Stothert.
And I know.
I would endorse them. Like,
we were talking about having me run a half serious campaign for city council here just to fuck with people.
Your dad could run against Gene Stothert.
Oh, God.
Dad.
Could you imagine?
He'd probably win.
But yeah, no. So so Bill Queen, I am voting for him for mayor in 2021. It's gonna. Oh, and that was the other thing I wanted to bring up. Did you see? We were talking about the masks and everything. That bodybuilders against tipping went viral.
I did, man. Somebody posted that one thing about what was it? I remember it's like a photo of the one Australian guy standing outside in the sun.
Yeah.
Here's something.
Here's what it says. Relax. I'm 6 feet away from you whining essential workers. Go ahead. Take my picture. I don't need to wear no stupid mask. COVID doesn't affect anyone under 10% body fat, by the way. The virus is only killing obese people who never lifted weights or worked out a day in their lives. Back to the servers crying about having to work. I never wanted to interact with you on a close level anyway, so I'm loving the plexiglass between us and carry-out options. Best part, you're still getting stiffed by me. If you haters have a problem with my godlike physique, feel free to drop by my Instagram. And then he posted the actual guy that he uses the picture's Instagram.
Because that's like an Australian like model and bodybuilder.
Yeah, it's like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And people came, and let me find the post. He got like thousands of comments on his Instagram. People were like, fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. And
people were posting that in my one group that I'm in where they make fun of people, like the faces that match the opinion type stuff. And people were like posting that as if it was a serious post.
That's the thing people are so stupid. They think if you can't look at that and see that it's fucking satire.
Yeah.
Bodybuilders
people's ability to identify satire is like non-existent on social media, dude. Like everybody thinks everything's on there is serious.
Dude, the worst part is Facebook put one of those false information checked by independent fact checkers on the post. So it's USA.
What did they say about it?
USA Today. You had who is this lady? She is the let's see. This lady let's see, it's from a University of Michigan or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's immune to COVID unless they've had it already. It doesn't matter how healthy you are, how young you are, how many marathons you've run. No one's immune. It's got like, this isn't the one. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, factcheck.af. I love these Facebook fact checks. You have to be careful with these because they don't always, they'll say this information's false and you click it and read their reasoning and it's not actually false. They just worded it in a way to make it seem like it.
How about how like the Tim Pool thing with Bill Clinton like appeared like it was false, and it's like it isn't actually officially that his name was in the book, and it's like it is.
Yeah,
There's pictures of
pictures
him
of
with
it
on the island. Like
there was one that said asymptomatic COVID spread was not impossible but nearly impossible, and it said this is false, and I clicked it because I shared it. I'm like, I don't want to get posted for fucking fake news, and I clicked it, and it said, while there is no proof that people who have zero symptoms can spread the virus, people who only have symptoms like a sneeze or a cough and nothing else can still spread it. And many people associate asymptomatic with a few symptoms instead of no symptoms. Like, no, you just wanted to fucking say that was fake so you could push your agenda.
You like, I remember when the WHO was like getting called out about redacting statements and stuff. They basically, their reasoning about going against or redacting their statements was basically just like, there's hasn't been research to suggest that it can't be spread asymptomatically.
Exactly.
So they're basically just like, well, it hasn't been proved that it can't, so it can.
So anything is possible. It could turn you into a fucking Martian. They haven't proven that it can't. What if it's I Am Legend and all the people that died from it a year later rise from the dead? We haven't proven that. It hasn't been a year. You know? So here's what it says.
Technically, we haven't proved that everybody just wasn't faking either. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. They could have just been lying. Just wanted the day 2 weeks off work. That's terrible. This statement is 100% false. Nothing in medicine is that cut and dry. Hallie Prescott, assistant professor in the Division of Pulmonary and Critical Care Medicine at the University of Michigan, told AFP by email, risk for severe disease varies across patients. No one is immune to getting it. We have never really envisioned that there is a body mass index number or percent body fat that makes you safe.
This person is a doctor, dude.
I know.
This person has a doctorate degree.
Successful doctors.
You know what that reminds me of? The Ben Shapiro thing with that fucking Cardi B song where he's like he like saying that wet ass pussy is like a medical condition.
Yeah, my wife told me that a wet vagina is a medical condition. Like, no, you just outed yourself that you can't turn your wife on, bro.
No, he's just being stupid. Like the whole thing just completely flew over Ben's head. Like,
he's so I'm still not convinced him and his wife have ever had sex.
Oh, he's got kids, but I
he
know
probably thinks the stork brings them.
Yeah. That whole thing was funny, man. Just Ben Shapiro's like, clearly he's throwing some stuff like that at him and it's just gonna completely go over his head, man. Like
here's it goes on. The post describes face masks as stupid, but health officials have emphasized the importance of wearing a mask in public places to curb the spread of the virus. The claim was shared on a Facebook page called Bodybuilders Against Tipping. It has 34,000 followers and claims that tipping should be abolished. Serving food and drinks does not warrant a tip.
Oh my gosh.
It's
like you need to have a fucking, it's like on Facebook, man, just to like idiot proof yourself. You have to put like satire in fucking parentheses, man.
But that's why this page is so great, because you can't tell, like a lot of people can't fucking tell that it's satire.
The reactions of people thinking it's not satire is what makes that page like as funny as it is, man.
Oh, I know. Yeah, people hate that page. There's like, if you go to the visitor posts on his wall, people like take pictures of their shit and post it on there. And
the whole tipping thing is funny too, because like, have you ever done DoorDash deliveries or anything? Like, I
drove Lyft for a little bit.
So could people tip on the Lyft when you were doing it? Because I remember when it first came out, that was a big thing that they couldn't tip, and then like
they paid cash, but
they'd be like, oh, you can't, like who carries cash on them? So they'd be like, oh, you can't tip on the app now, but you can give the person cash. And it's like a book thing or something. But
like
Lyft
lets you tip now.
Well, how DoorDash works is like you are able to accept or deny orders.
Mhm.
So I'll get like deliveries that come in that are like, it'll say like $3.25 to do a delivery 15 minutes out in the next state.
Yeah.
And I just like, I feel good when I'm like, nope, and deny it. Because that
That's
clearly, like, you can tell it's like the dude's not like tipping on there, and that just makes me laugh. I'm like, this is like libertarian dream right here. It's
nope.
too low, I can just deny
Do
it.
you get like points taken off if you deny it, or it doesn't
They
like
have
hurt your
like
score?
a metric on there that's acceptance rate, but I've
Oh,
done
okay.
a ton of deliveries, so
Oh,
like if
okay.
I don't accept one or two of them, like every once in a while, I'm at the point now where it doesn't fucking matter. Like it only really hurts you if you've done like less than maybe like 30 deliveries or something.
I read an article that said 1 in 5 delivery drivers admit to stealing food on the
Um,
way there.
I've almost driven off with somebody's drink before. I think it
No,
more happens of just like you
by
accidentally like forget to give somebody something.
no, by stealing food, it meant eating the food. Excuse me,
That's
consuming. Like
hilarious,
they'll like
dude.
dip into their fries or something, like take a drink out of their Coke. You know how fucking mad I would be if
I
I
had
got my
one
drink and there was slobber all over the straw.
one time. So you basically like how the deliveries work is you have a certain time limit to do like, and it's like a fairly recent or decent time limit. Like it'll give you like 20 minutes to go pick up the food, and then if it's like 10 minutes away from the restaurant, it'll give you like 25 minutes to get there. So a
Sure.
lot of times you end up getting there early, and that's good because the people, be like, oh, they got you so early, and they'll give you like a high rating and stuff.
Yeah.
But I did something really petty. This one guy had like a huge order and didn't tip at all, right? And I only made like a couple bucks off the order.
Hmm.
And he was staying at a fucking hotel, and he made me go walk all the way up to the top floor to give the fucking food to him in his hotel room.
What a dick.
So, which I was just like, you know what, whatever. If the guy was tipping me, I would have been like, oh, okay. But so what I did was I got the food and everything, and I still had like 25 minutes to fucking spare. And normally I would just go give it the food so I could do more orders, but this time I was like, nah, fuck this dude. So you can see, how you can track where the delivery guy is.
Yeah.
I just sat in the fucking parking lot with his food and just looked at my phone for like half hour, man. And he saw that shit on his phone, and
Oh,
I got it up there literally like right on the minute on the dot when it was supposed to be there by.
did he say something?
No, he just said thanks, but I was like,
Was he massive?
I didn't see him. He just like dropped the food off with that's how kind of the deliveries are working a lot now
Oh,
is,
with COVID, right?
yeah, they just tell you to drop it off at the door or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, a lot of people have been eating like fucking shit throughout this entire
because they've
thing.
been staying at home and they don't want to go to the grocery. That's kind of like me, man. It's just like I so don't want to go to the grocery store because it's such a pain in the ass to do it, man.
It definitely. I know people that are like afraid. They won't like. I'll be like, "Hey, bro, you want to go out get something to eat?" And they're like deathly afraid to go to restaurants, but they have no problem going to the grocery store to get liquor.
For
I'm
me,
like,
it's like so if I go to the grocery store now, like I have to go by myself because like we don't want to take our baby, out
yeah,
in public very much, which we've kind of started doing more a little bit now. We started taking her out now just because we're like fucking done with it, We're
sure,
like, but like a couple months ago, if I was going to Walmart or something to go pick up whatever, I'd have to go by my fucking self.
yeah,
And it's like if I'm getting a whole family's worth of groceries and doing that shit all by myself, that shit sucks.
oh
So
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like, I don't even want to go.
Well, like my thing is like I feel way safer at restaurants and bars than grocery stores.
Yeah, dude.
Restaurants are way more control, dude. Like if you go, there's no way the grocery store can possibly, even if they assign half their staff to just do this, wipe shit down and give it enough time to because it doesn't sterilize immediately. It takes like a minute or two.
I thought that I found that they were like, they figured out that the whole like it sticks on fucking services for like a week. Like
No, that was bullshit.
Yeah, that
But
was all
it's a couple
bullshit.
hours. It's a couple hours.
I'd be more concerned about like just like walking through the aisles and like fucking Betty Boomer there is standing looking at her fucking shopping list, standing to decide what kind of fucking Triscuits that she wants, and she's there without a mask on, like just fucking looking around, breathing over, and you have to walk past her. That's like,
dude,
fuck, man. Like I just need.
Do you follow the arrows at all?
I try to. I
Oh,
actually
you
really
rule
do.
following son of a
I,
bitch. You.
man, I'm just like, if they want me to do it like that, it's
The
not really.
See, I wouldn't have a problem. The employees don't even do it where I
I
go.
only do it if it's not that big of a pain in the ass for me to
Yeah.
do. Like, if I'm like already past something, I'll just be like, I don't give a fuck, and I'll just like walk backwards or some
Yeah.
shit. Or
Yeah. I was going down the wrong way, down an aisle, and this old lady, Betty Boomer, like you said, she goes, I guess I'm the only one following the rules around here. And she like looked at me and directed it at me. So I turned around and I went, go fucking cry about it. And I just kept walking. I was like,
Dude, I think like that's the one thing that's really nice about here in El Paso is like where I live. I really don't see a whole lot of fucking old boomers, like the boomers walking around, man. If they're
Yeah.
like older people, they're like older Mexican people. I don't give a fuck about anything like that. So
yeah. So
yeah.
I think again, I'm not one of the anti-mask people. I'll wear it when we go out and stuff. But I think there's there's a difference between people who wear masks and the mask people. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It is a fucking cult. This mask thing has become a fucking cult. Like people post pictures of themselves. That's their profile picture on Facebook is them with the masks. Yeah, you're not doing that. That's not because you think that's your best look.
They're just doing it to show that
to show your devotion to the cult. There was a guy died that was like anti-mask and his Facebook was public, and people went to this guy's Facebook and just started like bombarding it, harassing his relatives, making fun of the
dude.
guy. That's a fucking cult. That like
I'll laugh if like I'm not really laugh, but like I can see the situational irony of somebody's like
that doesn't mean you go harass his grieving relatives.
Yeah, dude, like Herman Cain, dude. Yeah. People were like on news articles saying like Herman Cain died, haha, jackass. I'm like, dude, that's a fucking dude that died, man.
There's only one death I cheered on. It was John McCain's.
He's burning in hell.
That's back when I was doing more involved in Drunk and Disorderly before that kind of blew up in everyone's face. That was one of our ideas was to have me come on and to get like a green screen behind me, and I'd come on in like a suit and an old man wig and be John McCain in hell.
It's like, yeah, John McCain thinks it's pretty hot when it's in hell, burning in hell right now.
It's fucking hot down here.
Yeah, there's like somebody had it like his Facebook page or something. They hacked it or something to have him post like, man, it sure is hot down here.
I've seen that, yeah. John McCain. Okay, if there is a hell, that fucking guy is there. There are a lot of dead people that don't need to be dead because of policies that not that he voted for, but he championed. Like that. It is a damn shame that the Vietnamese didn't keep John McCain.
Yeah, it's a shame that they didn't like torture him to the point where like he couldn't talk. Like,
incapacitated. Yeah, he's have you seen Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, I've seen
Simple Jack.
Yeah.
Tortured him to the point he became Simple Jack.
Yeah, it's a shame that they did that, man. It's a shame
that they didn't torture him.
What is it? Joe Biden's gonna be another one of those guys, man. When he finally croaks like a year into his presidency, if he gets it. And
you think he's gonna be president?
I don't know, man. Like
I'm more scared of Kamala Harris than Donald Trump.
I know, dude. She was like the first one to get nixed after like fucking dumbass Beto. So it's like, and then he just, oh my god, dude.
She got nixed because Tulsi Gabbard drug every one of her fucking skeletons out of the closet and on live national television. And I'm
convinced that the presidential election is fixed after everything going on with the Democrats. And I guess with the Republicans now. So like I just try to stay out of discussions about the presidential election because it's a fucking joke.
So
man. Like,
I mean, Biden's a dementia patient. He doesn't think for himself.
And even his policies are all like one of the worst. Like he's the one that has the longest track record of being the worst politician
on crime.
Everybody. Yeah, of everybody that was running, man, he's the reason that we have like fucking the SS as police walking around in the streets.
During
the fucking protests. He's
war
literally
on
the
drugs.
fault. Yeah,
he's a big mass incarceration of black people. There are not two bigger or people who played bigger roles in the mass incarceration of African Americans in the United States than Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. It's kind of fucking funny.
Yeah, Joe Biden is maybe like literally one of the main reasons why we've got the fucking Imperial Stormtroopers going around through the fucking streets during all those protests.
That's his bill. That was his. He wrote it. And Kamala Harris, have you heard the dirt on her?
I know the thing with her where she was the district attorney in California, and she was like purposely putting people in prison for
So it gets worse than that. There were 2 people that were innocent
Mm.
on death row for murder, and there was DNA evidence that proved their innocence. And Kamala Harris blocked that evidence because it would have kept her record up.
Let me pause this real
Her
quick.
perfect
Is she up
record.
over there? Can you hear her up? Yes. Ah, okay. 1 sec. I was about 1 minute.
Okay. Nick's gonna go check on his kid right now, so I figure we'll promote our shit. Oh, there's a baby. There's the child. I figure I'll just do some shameless self-promotion here. 9/11. We've got No Offense.
We're about done. So
9/18. No. 9/25. I've got to show a roast battle at Barley Street Tavern. Sorry, I was just doing some promotion.
Yeah,
for myself.
Sorry about that, everybody. My baby was sleeping on, taking a nap over here, and there was no getting around it. So she just woke up. We had to go take care of that real quick.
That's okay. You just.
That's what being or having a baby at home is like. It's like trying to fit everything else in around them because they're the main priority.
You ever listen to Real Ass Podcast with Louis J. Gomez?
No.
He was talking on the podcast. He was being serious. He's a comedian. You probably heard Legion of Skanks. Yeah. He's on there. He's like, is he
the shorter guy? Is he like the shorter, bigger guy, or is he?
No, he's the Hispanic guy, bald guy.
Yeah.
He's like, if I ever have a kid, or he's like, if I found out my kid was retarded at birth, I'd abandon him. I can't do that. He doesn't not going to do him any favors to have me as a dad. He's just ridiculous. Like, it's so funny though. They're running.
I made jokes like that with Anna about that. Where I was like,
I had a bit I was working on for a while that I retired just because it was so fucking rough. The bit was like, I can never have kids of my own. If I ever want a kid, I'll have to adopt because I've made enough retard jokes that I'm gonna get stuck with one. And I'm like, guys, I'm not just talking like he's a little slow. I'm talking I'm strapped with this cocksucker for life. And I'm like, yeah, I know you can send him to therapy, but therapy takes years, and I own a garage, and carbon monoxide only takes about 30 minutes. So,
sheesh. Yeah, that's pretty
fucking rough.
The beginning there is funny, man. But
yeah, it's funny, and then it takes a dark turn.
Yeah, when you call your kid a cocksucker.
I was thinking more the murder, but the cocksucker part's not cool either.
I'm just like, damn, man.
All right. Do we want to make any closing statements? Because we got to get going here.
No, we'll try. Hopefully we can get another episode up before the end of the week. It should be like, I'm not working as much now.
Next week. So
I'm not working as much now because I'll be starting school. So it'll be a lot more time of me just chilling on my computer here.
Yeah.
So.
I'm
Maybe we can do one while in the middle of a lecture where I'm just like not listening to the professor because he's on some fucking dumb rant about some shit.
Yeah. That's I'm free all week because I'm off work all week. I mean, I'll be doing things, but I'll be way more flexible.
Cool.
I'm doing some acting at one point during the week in a skit, but other than that,
man, there you go.
Yep. All right, I think that's about it. We got anything else you want to say?
I do not.
Doses. 9/11. No offense. Peace out, motherfuckers.
See ya.